Peace, fam. It's Divine Understanding, born a la hollering at you in the wilderness of North America. We're going to go back to February 20th, 1934. That's just that 120 shit, you know. It comes up like that. You feeling me? But anyway, I just got a link, I guess. Somebody was talking to me and they was saying something to the effect that you really didn't need to know and understand the nationality of Jesus. And I beg to differ, because when the European colonized us, and the first thing he did was change the dynamics of history. He changed the dynamics of the people in history by changing their nationality, the things that they said, how they looked. Or he'll give you a story. He'll tell you the story of this great man and how he had parables and how he did a lot of miracles and how he helped the people and what he called himself and the arguments that he as a Hebrew had with the Jews. And then he'll make you think that Jew and Hebrew are synonymous by not saying it, but by showing you certain pictures and depictions. So the same way he tell you the story about this great man Jesus, and then he shows you a picture of a European on a cross, and he automatically makes you assume that Jesus was a European. But if you go into Revelations, you see that Jesus had lamb's wool. No European got no lamb's wool. You see he had feet like brass had been burnt in the oven. No European got feet like brass had been burnt in the oven. So the depiction of him is important. Don't get it twisted. You know, if you got a European Jesus on your wall, then when you get ready to make a prayer to Jesus, then in your mind, that's the picture you see. You don't see him as you. So, you know, it could play havoc on your psychic. It could play havoc on the children's psychic, because the children will say something to the effect, they'll see a European on the train, and the European will have that blonde hair, long hair look with the beard, and you know that look that Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo painted, and they'll say, oh look, he looks like Jesus. See, that shows you right there, they just wreck you. So don't give me no hoo-ha-he because you want to big up the European and say it don't matter. Oh, it just matters about him being your savior. And well, let me explain something to you. When you physically leave this plane of existence, based on Christian philosophy, when you leave the plane of existence, the physical plane, then you on the soul plane. When you leave the soul plane, you on the spirit plane. So you telling me that you want to have a concept of your Lord and Savior being a European, or you want to have a concept of your Lord and Savior being Asiatic? That's your choice. If you wanna big up the European and say that, you know, he was the founder of Christianity, which in actuality that's a play on word, because he could be the founder of Christianity, but he ain't the founder of the laws of God. You know, and even on that, they would say Christianity, but I mean, if you take it back to the Coptic and the Geognostics, that foundation to that is Asiatic or Hebrew. But if you go into the Roman Catholic Church, then, you know, they're European. If you go to Eastern Orthodox, the foundation to them is European. If you go to Protestant movement, the foundation to that is European. If you go to Anglican Church, the foundation to that is European. If you go to the form of Catholic science behind King Henry VIII, that'll be European. If you finally get over here in America after 379 years of slavery, and you got ecclesiastic, Baptist, Pentecostal, and all these other different denominations of Christianity, the foundation to that is European. Then you got the Jehovah's Witnesses and the Mormons, and the foundation to them is European. So on that note alone, after 379 years of slavery and not being able to read, write, and separated from your family, and being taught by the European what is right, what is wrong, what is indifferent, giving you his principles, his morals. Not only his principles and his morals, but his way and his outlook on how you see things, and then making you think that your natural beauty is ugly, and that your natural beauty is contrary to what is beautiful, because the concept of beauty today is based on the Eurocentric concept of what beauty is, not Afro, for lack of a better word, not an Afrocentric concept of what beauty is. Actually, it should be black concept, if for lack of a better word, so-called black people. But that's so everybody can understand where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because black is actuality is not a nationality. Because if it was, it would be a landmass attached to it. If you were Nigerian, then you come from Nigeria. If you Sudanese, then you come from Sudan. If you Ethiopian, then you come from Ethiopia. If you black, you come from where? America? Well, I thought that would be an American. You feel me? So in that concept of it, you're not. Now, if you're talking about shade of skin color, if we go and we get something, a black piece of paper or a black magic marker, and we take that black, because I'm considered a black man, and here's a black bag, and I put my hand next to it. My hand ain't really black, even though when the European sees me, if the Ku Klux Klan ran up on me right now, and they saw me, they would say, nigger, black nigger, and they would hang me. You know, if they were in that position of power, and they could do that, they would do that. So I'm not saying that I ain't black in that sense, because who's the original man? Original man is Asiatic, black man, maker, owner, cream of the planet, father, civilization, God of the universe. That's an actual fact and a solar fact. And you know, where they'll say something like, oh, Hannibal was a white man. But I mean, if you go back to his coins, if you go back to ancient teachings, if you go back to Carthage, and they'll say something to the effect, oh no, the Carthaginians, see what they're doing is they'll try to say the Carthaginians look like the people in North Africa that are there now, those colonizers of North Africa who came after the original people had left that area. Then they'll try to say those are the original people of that landmass. They'll call North Africa white Africa, and then they'll call black Africa sub-Sahara. But that's all a play on words and a figment of the European's imagination, because he wants to take everything, and then the other nations who fall under his control and his rule, they perpetuate that teaching that he taught, because they're colonized in their mind, even if they weren't colonized by being slaves. And this is where the concepts of who's black and who's white came from, because prior to the European in North America, they didn't use those concepts, black, white, red, yellow. They called you by your tribe or your culture or your creed. You know, usually it was dealing with tribal names, like what tribe are you from? You know, I'm from the tribe. That's why the prophet said, you know, like there's only Europeans and Asiatics on the planet Earth, or Elijah said the God tribe of Shabazz, or you know, there's the different tribes in Africa. There are tribal names of different tribes in America. The Native American tribes and the South American tribes. These was tribes, and they were clans, and they were nationalities of dealing with people, not the concept that the European gave you. So we need to get away from that concept, because that's what keeps him in power and keeps us servitude to him. With that, I'm gonna say peace. I just want y'all to look at a couple of these depictions, you know, so you can see the science behind who's original and who isn't. You know, these are the ancient African kings that were, you know, that the European tries to act like, you know, he'll make a new picture and make it look like they were European, you know, and brethren that did major moves for us, sisters and queens and earths and things of that nature, that did things for this nation that aren't getting their just reward in history. He's hiding history from you. Like he'll say something like, oh, Obama is the first black president, when we know there's 6 presidents before Obama that was black. You know, there was the first black president wasn't even under the United States as far as the 13 original colonies. You know, you can look. There's a tape on. There's a video on that. Brothers, a lot of brothers have put out videos on John Hanson, and you know, things like that. That's what I be talking about. That there he is, Hannibal. That's what I was looking for. That's Hannibal right there. That's what Hannibal looked like. And there's Harriet Tubman. You feel me? So with that, I'm gonna say peace. My name Divine Understanding, born of law. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and don't forget, get your workout on so you can be buff. You know what I'm saying? Peace.